Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we have discussed down introduction of FIR filter design, types of FIR filter design. Then we understood comparison of FIR filter design and IR filter design. And then we have discussed down the FIR filter design using Fourier series method. And we have solved one example. Also, we have discussed down the Gibbs phenomena. In Gibbs phenomena, we have understood that there is a ringing effect or there is a ripples present in pass band and stop band. So as if there is a maximum time or if there is a more time taking to convert a frequency response for the desired frequency response to the Fourier series coefficient, then so here as I'm discussing about the Gibbs phenomena, so as there is a transition band is more, so then there will be ripples or side lobes are going to be present in the frequency response. So to reduce the ripples or to reduce the side lobes, so we have to go for this designing of FIR filter using windows or to make narrower transition band. The purpose of designing an FIR filter using window is to make a transition band narrower. So that means, as we know that in practical case, if we have, this is how the practical we are having. If I'm having the ideal frequency response, it will look like this. Will look like this way. Ideal frequency response of a low pass filter. Then as we are going, if it is for a practical case, it will be like this way. This is the way how we are getting the frequency response. So this is what we are calling it as a transition band. This is a transition band. So here this is occurring due to the time taken by transitioning, time taken by calculating the frequency coefficients. So this transition band can be reduced, or this is how we are calling the ripples, or this is we are calling it as ripples which are present in pass band as well as stop band again. So these are going to be reduced by using this design of filter using the window techniques. There are different window methods. We have like rectangular window and a Hamming window, rectangular window and Hamming window. So only we are concentrating on these two windows here as per your syllabus, but there are many different windows are there. Rectangular window is there, Hamming window is there, Bartlett window is there, Kaiser window is there, but these are having the more advantage than the other windows. So we are concentrating more on these two windows. Now let us understand how we will proceed or how we will move ahead with the designing of an FIR filter using windows. So first we are noting the ideal desired frequency HD of e power j omega equals to n equals to minus infinity HD of n e power minus j omega n. Then this is a formula of Fourier transform, we can call it is. Then where the frequency coefficients we are calculating with the help of HD of n equals to 1 by 2 pi minus pi 2 pi HD of e power j omega n d omega. This is inverse Fourier transform formula. And here this window function we are defining it as omega of n. This is what we are calling it as a window function. Window function or window we are calling it simply window function. This is we are defining it as omega of n equals to 1 for magnitude n less than or equals to n minus 1 by 2, or it is 0 for magnitude of n greater than n minus 1 by 2. So that means if we have a window function, so this is what we are calling it as a window function. So यहाँ पे this is how we are defining it, like if it is having from minus 5 to plus 5 is the value present, right? So that's how. So this is we are calling it as a window which is having the amplitude as 1. So that means omega of n equals to 1 for this particular period. That's what we are calling it as a window. Then next, if we multiply this window function with the HD of n, then that's what that process we are calling it as a truncating. That's what we are calling it as a truncating. So here the truncating meaning is that, so as we are having the infinite values, to convert those values into finite values, we are just truncating those values. That's what the most straightforward approach to obtain a causal FR approximation means. If you want only finite value, so that is, as we know that FIR system is present for 0 to m minus 1. So that's what the finite value. Then if you want to calculate the causal system, then FR approximation is to truncate the ideal impulse response. That means your ideal impulse response is having the value from minus infinity to plus infinity. To convert that into only the causal part or the causal filter coefficients, we are using this truncating operation here. So the next we will understand, after multiplying the window sequence omega of n with HD of n, we get a finite duration sequence. That is what causal sequence we are calling it is, and that satisfies the desired magnitude response. So h of n equals to HD of n into omega of n for magnitude n less than or equals to n minus 1 by 2. It is 0 for magnitude n greater than n minus 1 by 2. Then we will calculate the windowed frequency response. Once we got the frequency coefficients, that is h of n for filter coefficients, we can call it as filter coefficients for a causal function, then we can calculate the frequency response, that is h of e power j omega equals to 1 by 2 pi minus pi to pi hd of e power j omega omega e power j omega minus theta d theta. And here, as we know that here this hd of n, if I take its Fourier transform, I can write it as hd of e power j omega, and omega of n, if I take a Fourier transform, I can write it as omega of e power j omega. And also we know that multiplication in time domain is equivalent to convolution in frequency domain. Multiplication in time domain is equivalent to convolution in frequency domain. That is, here we are taking the convolution of these two frequency responses. hd of e power j omega is convoluted with omega e power j omega. Then we are getting the frequency response. Now let us understand how they are represented graphically. So as we know that, so this is a frequency response. This is the desired frequency response, we can call desired frequency response. As per the, as we already discussed about the procedure of desired frequency response. Then again, these are the Fourier coefficients. These are the Fourier coefficients. Fourier coefficients. And then, as we know that this is a window function, as we are defining, this is a window function. This is a window function. And this is the frequency response of, or this is what we are calling the Fourier transform of the window function. This is a Fourier transform if you take the Fourier transform of the window function. And as we all know that, so this function we are calling it as this is a frequency response for this window function. And here in this you can understand, this is what we are calling it as the main lobe, where all the energy is concentrated at this point. This is, we are calling it as a main lobe, where all the energy is going to be concentrated. And these are all, we are calling it as a side lobe. So these are all the side lobes. So here, as depending on the transition band, the size of this main lobe as well as the side lobes are going to be reduced. The main purpose of this, as we have the maximum value, or as we have the main lobe as a narrower and narrower. So that means we can find the energy is concentrated more at a particular point. Energy is concentrated at a more at a particular point, right? And then the side lobes are going to be reduced. Side lobes are going to be reduced again. So that's what the main purpose of using this windows. Side lobes are reduced, right? So that is what the main purpose of this window function. As and one more thing we have discussed already, this kind of signal is, we are calling it as a sinc function. This is like a sinc function, right? As it is having the more energy from the value like minus 2 pi by n to plus 2 pi by n, and rest all values are as the frequency goes on moving, the amplitude of the signal is going to be reduced, and is having the value from minus pi to plus pi, that is minus pi to plus pi. Okay, so now further, as we know that again here, as after truncating, we are getting this signal. So this is h of n we are calculating after truncating. So that means if you multiply hd of n, this signal, and if you multiply hd of n and omega of n, we'll get this signal. And this is what we are calling it as a frequency response of a low pass filter, as we have done the example, or as we have solved the example. So this is like a frequency response of a low pass filter. And as we know that again here, this h of n is having the value from minus infinity to plus infinity. And as if we get a transfer function of this, that is practically not realizable. That is not a realizable transfer function we will get. So therefore, so we have to make use of transfer function formula, which can be used, or which can be used, which is used to get the transfer function value of realizable function. So that is, so here we have this signal which is varying from 0 to n minus 1, or 0 to n minus 1. So that is, as again a causal filter we are calling, this is a causal function. So here this is what is required for this filter design. Okay, so that's how we are designing an FR filter using different windows. Now let us understand how it's going to be helpful, or how it is going to be used, or how this window techniques are going to be useful for reducing the side lobe and the transition region. Now let us understand the first window, that is rectangular window. As the name it is indicating, it looks like a rectangle. So which is having a value, like this is the way how we are writing a mathematical expression for rectangular window is WR of n equals to 1 for minus n minus 1 by 2 less than or equals to n less than or equals to n minus 1 by 2. For example, if we have n equals to 11 samples, then it's going to be like we are writing it as omega r of n will be equals to 1 for minus 5 to plus 5, and is 0 otherwise, and is 0 otherwise. So this is the way how we are writing the rectangular window function. This is the way how we are denoting the rectangular window function. Or else, so this is like having n equals to 25, like minus 12 to plus 12. This is the graphical representation of an rectangular window which is having amplitude 1 for the value minus 12 to plus 12. So this is for n equals to 25. And also we have a spectrum for this rectangular window is spectrum for rectangular window WR of e power j omega equals to n equals to minus of n minus 1 by 2 to n minus 1 by 2. Or else if you simplify this further, we will get the equation as sine omega n by 2 sine omega n by 2 divided by sine omega by 2. So this is what spectrum for this rectangular window function. Then if you look at into the frequency spectrum for this rectangular function, that is, so here if we have a value, this is for n equals to 25 and this is for n equals to 51. If you see, as the value of n is increasing, the side lobes are going to be reduced, right? So that means as the frequency is going to get changed. So this is how, if you compare these two examples or these two graphs, so this is what amplitude and the magnitude response for n equals to 25, and here this is also again amplitude and magnitude response for n equals to 51. Log magnitude response we are calling this, n equals 25. And so here the maximum lobe is having a value n equals to minus 2 pi by n to plus 2 pi by n, and in this case it will be having like 4 pi by n minus 4 pi by n to plus 4 pi by n. Likewise, this is going to be having the value, right? Then again, if you look at into this, the attenuation for this will be like minus 13. Like attenuation will be minus 13 dB, and the value for the, if you go for this 51, n equals to 51, the attenuation will be again at this point. So it is going to be like minus 20. Right. Let us understand here, as I mentioned that the frequency response is realigned. It's 0 when n by n omega by 2 equals to k pi, where k is an integer. The response for omega for the value between these 2 pi by n and minus 2 pi by n is called the main lobe. As I already mentioned, the other lobes are called as side lobes. As the window is made longer, the main lobe becomes narrower and higher, and side lobe becomes more concentrated around omega equals to 0. The main lobe width for rectangular window is 4 pi by n. The main lobe width for rectangular window is 4 pi by n. The main lobe width for rectangular window is, the main lobe width for rectangular width is like 4 pi by n. The higher side lobe level is equal to approximately 22%, we can say. The higher side lobe level is approximately equals to 22% of the lobe amplitude, or minus 13 dB relative to maximum value at omega equals to 0. The main lobe width for rectangular width is equal to 4 pi by n, as I have shown you already. The higher side lobe level is equal to approximately 22% of the lobe amplitude, that is, or minus 90 dB. Okay. Now, to get a finite impulse response, filter, we multiply hd of n with a rectangular window. That is, we have h of n equals to hd of n omega r of n. And finally, we get the frequency response of the truncated filter can be obtained by periodic convolution. The way how we have discussed for the derivation, finally, like convolution part, by taking the convolution part, we are just taking the frequency response. So this is how we are getting the frequency response of the low pass filter using a rectangular window. So here this is for n equals to 25 and this is for n equals to, this is like a magnitude response, and this is simple frequency response of low pass filter. So here, so if you look at into this part here, magnitude, if I take for this value, so we are getting, these are the ripples which are present in the stop band, and this is for the pass band. And here for n equals to 25, we are giving as the log magnitude response we are considering. Here the value of attenuation is going to be minus 21. So that's how we are, the same thing is written here. The desired response of low pass filter changes abruptly from pass band to stop band, but the frequency response changes slowly. Okay, so this region of gradual change is called as transition region, as already we have discussed, which is due to convolution of the desired response with window response main lobe. The width of the transition region depends on the width of the main lobe. As the filter length increases, the main lobe becomes narrower, decreasing the width of the transition region. Then, by taking the convolution, the desired response and the window response side lobes give rise to the ripples in both the passband and the stopband. The length n will not reduce the ripples, but increase its frequency. That means, as the number of samples are increasing, then it is not reducing the ripples, but whereas it is increasing the frequency of the signal. Now, this triangular is not required for you. Then Hamming window is also not required for you. And Hamming window. So here, with the help of this Hamming window, again, the equation for this Hamming window can be obtained as just by putting here in this equation. This is the main equation. If you want, let me take out. This is the main equation which we are having. Here, the values can be obtained with the help of this, changing the value of alpha. By putting the value of alpha here, in this equation, we will get the equation for this Hamming window. So here we are just putting alpha equals to 0.54, and then the frequency response of this will be like here we need to remember this for designing a Hamming window. So here this is the equation where like omega h of n equals to 0.54 plus 0.46 cos 2 pi n by n minus 2 pi n minus 1 for minus of n minus 1 by 2, which is less than or equals to n less than or equals to n minus 1 by 2. So this is the frequency response. Now look at into the graph of the Hamming window. It is like a sinusoidal curve, like smooth sinusoidal curve we are having. It's having again minus 12 to the plus 12. So that is the main difference in the Hamming window and the Hanning window. Then this is how, if you look at into the amplitude and magnitude response for n equals to 25 and n equals to 51 here, this width of the main lobe is 8 pi by n, and here the side lobes are almost like ripples which are present in the pass band are going to be reduced. So that is it is going to be reduced as compared to the rectangular window. So let us make a note of the point here. The window sequence and its magnitude response are shown in figure 6.32 and 6.33. The peak side lobe level is down about 41 dB from the main lobe peak, an improvement of 10 dB with respect to the Hanning window. Now again, if you look at into the frequency response of low pass filter using Hamming window, so it look like this, and here the attenuation is going to be reduced at the value of minus 53 dB. Okay, there is an improvement of 9 dB we can call. So this is how the use of a rectangular window and the Hamming window to reduce the side lobe values, or to reduce the side lobes values, which is we can understand with this graph again, like as its attenuation is minus 53 dB. So Hamming window generates a lesser oscillation in the side lobe than the Hanning window. Then for the same main lobe, hence Hamming window is generally preferred for the practical application. So this is all about the different window techniques. So now let us understand the summary of window parameters here. Simply with this summary, we can understand which one is better again. So here, if you look at into the peak amplitude for rectangular is minus 13 dB. It's Bartlett, or this is also called as a triangular window. Just for your understanding purpose, I am just giving you this summary here. Minus 25, Hanning it is minus 31, Hamming it is minus 51, and Blackman it is 57. Like main lobe width for these different windows are 4 pi by n, and these three are having like 8 pi by n, and this is 12 pi by n. The stop band attenuation for this rectangular is minus 21, and for Hamming window, we have it is minus 53. So this is about the summary of this window parameters. So then that's all about FR filter design using window techniques. FR filter design using a window technique. So let us take some examples on this FR filter design using rectangular window. So as we have discussed about rectangular window design, now let us design in window. The types of filter we use, FR filter design using in windows we have understood. Now let us design in window or design in filter with the help of Hamming window and rectangular window. So first we will understand how FR filter can be designed using the Hamming window. So let us write down the question here. Question we will write first. Design an ideal high pass filter, ideal high pass filter with frequency response HD of e power j omega is equals to 1 for pi by 4 less than or equals to omega less than or equals to pi and is equals to 0 for magnitude omega is less than or equals to pi by 4. Here we need to find the values of h of n. Find the values of h of n. Find h of n for n equals to 11 using using a Hamming window. Let us solve this with Hamming window. So this is the question. So as we know the steps for designing an FR filter. Steps for designing an FR filter we already studied. So first, solution. Let me write a solution for this. Solution. So here, this is what the given desired frequency response as already we know that. So first we need to calculate a window function for this Hamming window as we are solving this example with Hamming window. So first we will calculate a window sequence. Our window sequence for Hamming window is given as, or Hamming window sequence we can call it is Hamming window sequence is given by, as we know that already we have seen that it's given by WH of n is equals to, we have formula 0.54 plus 0.46 cos 2 pi n cos 2 pi n divided by n minus 1 for minus of n minus 1 by 2, which is less than or equals to n less than or equals to n minus 1 by 2, n minus 1 by 2, and is 0 otherwise, this is what the window sequence for Hamming window we have. Now let me proceed further for calculating this window sequence. As we know that again, as n is 11, so we will write it for this omega h of n. I will write it for the value omega h of n is equals to omega h of n will be equals to 0.54 plus 0.46 cos 2 pi n divided by n minus 1 for minus 5 less than or equals to n and less than or equals to 5. So for these values, we need to calculate a window function. So now let us calculate this window function. Let us calculate the window function. Then further we will go for calculating window function. So omega h0 is equals to, as we are varying the value of n, so omega h0 is equals to, we will get it as 0.54 plus 0.46 is equals to n, that is at n equals to 0. Then next n equals to 1, we will get omega h minus 1 is equals to omega h1, which is equals to, we will get the value as 0.54 plus 0. Plus 0.46 cos n pi by n is there, that is cos 2 pi n by n minus 1 is there. So with that, we'll get the value as pi by 5. So which is equals to, we'll get the value as 0.912. So likewise, we have to calculate all other values. So omega h of minus 2 is equals to omega h of plus 2, which is equals to, we will get it is 0.682. And then omega h of minus 3 is equals to omega h of 3, which is equals to, we have it is 0.398. Then omega h of minus 4 is equals to omega h of 4, which is equals to 0.1678. Omega h of 5, omega h of minus 5 is equals to omega h5 is equals to 0.08. So likewise, we will calculate all the values. Then the filter coefficients using Hamming window we can calculate. The next is the filter coefficient using Hamming window. So this is about the window function we have calculated. Then we are calculating the filter coefficient using Hamming window. Filter coefficient using Hamming window we are calculating, so that we can calculate filter coefficients using Hamming window with we know that h of n is equals to, this is how we are calculating a filter coefficient. Filter coefficients using Hamming window. Using Hamming window. Right. So we know h of n is equals to hd of n into omega h of n. We know the value how to calculate hd of n and omega h of n. So, and this is for the limit -5 less than or equals to n less than or equals to 5. Then h of 0 is equals to, we have hd of 0 into omega h of 0 again. So which will be equals to, the value is minus, just by substituting these values. So it's going to be 0.75. Then we can calculate h of -1 into h of is equals to h of 1. H of -2 is equals to h of 2. Then h of -3 is equals to h of 3. H of -4 is equals to h of 4. And lastly, h of -5 is equals to h of 5. So here, so these values, as already we have calculated, just take the product of the values here. That is, here for this, for example, I will write hd of 1 is multiplied with omega h of 1, which is equals to, it is minus 0.2052. And likewise, we'll calculate the other values also. So it is minus 0.1084, minus 0.03, then it is 0, and then it is 0.0036. So this is the way how we can calculate the filter coefficients with the window function. The window function. And then further, as we know the transfer function, how to calculate a transfer function. Now let us calculate a transfer function. Let's calculate the transfer function of a filter. Transfer function. Transfer function of the filter, as we know that transfer function of filter, we know the formula, that is, we can calculate h of z is equals to h of 0 plus summation n equals to 1 to 5. Rest all procedure is same except the previous step. So for normal filter design, we are having hd of n equals to hd of n, but whereas using windowing technique, for calculating the value of h of n, you need to take the product of hd of n and omega of n, that is window function. So z power minus n plus z power n. So this is again same steps. So which will be equals to, we'll get it as we already calculated the value 0.75 plus So after expanding this will get it as is minus 0.2052 2052 Z inverse plus Z dash minus 0.1084 Z power minus 2 plus Z power 2, then minus 0.03 Z power minus 3 plus Z power 3 plus 0.0036 into Z power minus 5 plus Z power 5. So this is again, as we know that this is not a practically realizable equation. So to find realizable filter transfer function, next to find a realizable filter transfer function, realizable filter transfer function, filter transfer function, transfer function. We know the formula again, h dash of z is equals to h dash of z is equals to z power minus 5 z power minus 5 h of z, z power minus 5 h of z, z power minus 5 h of z. So that will be equals to, we can write 0.0036 minus 0.03 z power minus 2 minus 0.1084 z power minus 3 minus 0.2052 z power minus 4 plus 0.75 z power minus 5 minus 0.2052 z power minus 6 minus 1084 z power minus 7 minus 0.03 z power minus 8, 0.03 z power minus 8, and lastly we will get plus 0.0036 z power minus 10. This is what about the realizable transfer function we have calculated, and after that now here again, lastly we will write the filter coefficient for the causal function. So that is the filter coefficients for the causal function. The filter coefficients for or of causal filter, we can call it as causal filter. So that is, we can write it as h of 0 is equals to h of 10, which is equals to 0.0036. Then h of 1 is equals to h of 9, which is equals to 0. And h of 2 is equals to h of 2 equals to h of 8 is equals to h of 3 equals to then again h of 3 equals to h of 7 minus 0.1084 and h of 4 is equals to h of 6, which is equals to, we have 0.2052 and h of 5 is equals to 0.75. So this is how we are going to calculate a filter coefficients of causal filter. So this is what the main difference between calculating the FR filter using Fourier series coefficient and with the windowing technique. Only we need to remember that while calculating the filter coefficient, that is h of n value, we have to take hd of n multiplied with window function. So that's for the main difference. Rest all procedure is same. Thank you. I'll stop it here the session.